What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing a beer from the New Glarus Brewing Company, and they are out of New Glarus, Wisconsin, and this is their Spotted Cow. So they're calling this one a Wisconsin Farmhouse Ale that comes in at 4.8% alcohol by volume, 18 IBUs at the time of review. I believe, based on the code here on the bottle, that this beer is approximately 6 weeks old. I'm going to give a huge thanks and shout out to a very good friend of mine and a fellow BeerTuber, Tyler, over at South 10 Beer Reviews for hooking me up with this one. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to Tyler's channel along with the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he hooked me up with. And I can't thank him enough for this one. Why? I don't have a lot of beers left on my bucket list, but this is one of them. And when it comes to the bucket list, a lot of people, are searching for whales, and I used to do that. And, there are a couple still on the bucket list that are whale-esque or white whales. But for the most part, a lot of the beers on my bucket list are ones like this where I've always heard about this beer, but I never had a chance to try it. I've had mostly fruit beers from New Glarus, and they're all quite delicious. And yeah, I've always wanted to try this one. A lot of people refer to this one as a cream ale. They call it a Wisconsin Farmhouse Ale. It's basically a light crusher of a beer. I will read the spiel here on the side because why not? It says, every drop of Wisconsin's original farmhouse ale is artisan brewed and bottled by the hardworking employee owners of New Glarus Brewing Company right here in Little New Glarus, Wisconsin. Spotted Cow adheres to the German purity law using only 4 hand-selected all-natural ingredients: yeast, hops, water, and malted barley. We allow the yeast to remain in the bottle to enhance the fullness of flavors so it's naturally cloudy. Expect this ale to be fun, fruity, and satisfying. You know you're in Wisconsin when you see the Spotted Cow. Only in Wisconsin. So that's the thing about New Glarus. They only distribute in Wisconsin. But from people who've lived there that I've talked to and people in the surrounding states, they basically say you can pick this up at like gas stations. Same thing with their fruit beer. Absolutely insane. But I've always wanted to try this one. And it's one of those bucket list beers, like I said, it's not going to probably blow my socks off, but it's going to be one of those ones that can, cross off the list and be happy that I had a chance to try it. So huge thanks to Tyler for this one. Let's get it into the glass, see what we got going on. So it's going to be, unfiltered. So it's not going to look, like a Jenny Cream Ale or something. Maybe like the dry hop Jenny Cream Ale. We'll go like that. Put this over here. I really like the label too. So yeah, that has a natural cloudy, murky kind of look to it, but it has a really nice bright golden orange color. Probably on camera will be a little bit more dull and darker, but in person, yeah, some clarity to it. Obviously has about 1.5 fingers of a bright white soap sudsy looking head. Looks like it might stick around for a while. We'll see. Let's get a nose. Yeah, so this doesn't smell like a farmhouse ale, like a saison or something like that. This smells like a typical low ABV crusher type of beer that has it has a little bit of sweet corn in there, a little bit of like a lemon zest, grainy, malt forward, a little bit sweeter, maybe a little bit of like a biscuity honey type of thing going on from the malt. It smells really nice though. Ooh, maybe a little bit of like an apple core, like a pear, like a white pear. Yeah, so I've always wanted to try this one because, like I said, I've heard that it's basically cream ale-esque, and I'm getting kind of like Jenny Cream Ale vibes to this one. Not full on, but like I kind of see what people are talking about. Farmhouse ale or like a saison or something like that. There's not a lot of crazy like phenolic, yeasty kind of spice notes or anything. No barnyard funk, none of that stuff. Yeah, this just smells like a low ABV crusher, and I want to get into it. So cheers, everybody, and thanks again to Tyler. That is really nice. Oh, the aftertaste. Hang on. That is really cool. I don't think I've ever had a beer to do something like that. We'll talk about that in a second. First, body for 4.8%. This is actually a medium body, like north side of medium. This is bigger. I would not say 4.8 based on the body. It's actually bigger than I thought. The mouthfeel, it's crisp. It's relatively clean because it has like a lingering like sweetness on there and a little bit of like an aftertaste that I really enjoy, but it doesn't finish like full on straight clean, but pretty clean. It's smooth yet crisp. Body mouthfeel are really great. The taste, right up front, getting corny, grainy, biscuity, like honey biscuit type of qualities to the malt. That carries through the palate. Midway through, I'm hit with this like zesty lemon, almost floral-esque kind of hop bitterness. That carries on to the back of the palate. On the back of the palate, I have this like apple core kind of finish. It finishes semi-dry, very mild bitterness. But what's really cool, and which is why I said I don't think I've ever had a beer do that, that finish then does a complete 360 through my palate again. Yeah, I know it sounds, you're probably looking at the screen right now going, what the fuck is this guy talking about? You'd be correct, because I don't know what I'm talking about. But I will say that that is a really cool experience, because I can't remember a beer doing something like that. Like, I'm done with the sip. I just sit there, and like it goes underneath my palate and back over the tongue, and it carries like all that malt sweetness again. But I think the red apple core has more of like a pronounced kind of character on the finish, so it like enhances the finish of that apple character. It's really cool. Yeah, this is really tasty, I think. Is it, anything that's gonna blow anybody's socks off? Probably not. But like if you live in Wisconsin or surrounding states and you go to Wisconsin, you want to pick up some spotted cow, this to me would be the quintessential fridge beer. And what I mean by that is, if you're watching, NFL games on Sunday, you probably have a 6-pack of this, drink it through the day, you'll be fine. If you, in the summertime, have a party or something, or out by the pool or go to the beach, I'm assuming they put these in cans too, hopefully, you could take them to the beach, have a great time. You're not going to get, shitty and drunk, but you're going to enjoy what you're doing. This really doesn't have much of a farmhouse-esque kind of quality. Maybe the fruity yeast esters of that apple and like that pear I was getting in the nose and the apple and the taste, maybe that's where it's coming from. But like this is like a craft lager that is an ale. That's basically what it is. So like Jenny Cream Ale to some degree, which that's more of this kind of reminds me of like a dry hopped Jenny Cream Ale without like a pronounced like hop bite. Really good. Not much more to say about it. Rating on Spotted Cow from New Glarus, I'll give that a 4 out of 5 all day, every day. Really good beer. Stylistically, if you're talking like a low ABV crusher, this is like 4.5, 4.6. It's up there for me. If this was available locally and it just wasn't in Wisconsin, this is a beer that I would totally have in the fridge. This, along with like Jenny Cream Ale or dry hop Jenny Cream Ale, I'd be rotating in the fridge for that low ABV. I want my fix of like a good low ABV crusher with maybe a little bit more hop flavor, a little bit more flavor in general. Price point, I did look this up just to see what the price point was, and I saw Total Wine. We don't have any Total Wines here, but the going rate for like a 6-pack of this was like $7 to $8, it seemed, at Total Wine, and then a 12-pack was like $14, $15. So you're talking just over $1 a bottle. That's a fucking great value. The only thing bad, but I think it's cool, is that, this is Wisconsin only. If you live in like, in Chicago, I'm sure you can drive up if you wanted some Spotted Cow and it's not a, long trip and whatnot. But, it's cool that they stick local and in their own state and whatnot, but I would love to get my hands on this locally. It'd be a lot of fun. So huge thanks to Tyler for this one. Really good. It's just, man, it has that malt sweetness, a little bit of floral bitterness. It has a nice semi-dry finish. That apple character is really cool. Yeah. So if you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. I feel like a lot of people are just gonna, see the first couple minutes where I start talking about this being a bucket list beer and be like, well, isn't it a bucket list beer, Spotted Cow? Yeah, it's a bucket list beer, and I can check it off the list now thanks to Tyler. And oh yeah, in the beginning when I said I don't know how fresh this is specifically, there's a code on the back. I think it says November 13th of 2021. I think that is the bottled on date. So I'm drinking this one at the end of December. It's about just around 6 weeks, maybe a little over 6 weeks old. So that's what I think. Could be October 13th. Not the best at math. I'm actually pretty good at it, but I don't know what I'm doing with codes and whatnot. So we're going to say this is around 6 weeks old. Anyway, huge thanks to Tyler. Thanks everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Like I said, if you've had this one before, comment section, let me know. To the next one. I was going to do the whole beer mail cheers, but cheers.